Ray Ives, the pen of an underdog. Here we are, a little moment of reflection. So I'm getting through part 6. There's just a couple more to go. And I am all about the moment of reflection and having a reference point back in history to compare the then and now. And you should do this. And throughout the way, wherever you're at, you should build your success story. Build those small wins that lead to big victories, because you're going to need them. You're going to need them for confidence, self-esteem. You're going to need them for passion and when things get hard to get you through. Start calculating your wins. For me, 14 years ago, I set my sights on something greater than myself, and I didn't outline the destination. You know what? I wanted to be the best version of myself, rise to the top of the world in business, executive recognition, high base salaries, bonus structures, rapid career trajectory, right? And it started with seeing other people with work badges. When I was working as a bartender in this Italian restaurant, I remember it on Ohio Street in Chicago's River North, or right off the Magnificent Mile, and the smell of those like oven-fired pizzas and just being there and wanting more. That's my reference point. That's usually my reference point. You know, I started from humble beginnings and I was seriously behind the curve. Every experience up until this point at times was a real struggle for the underdog. But I knew I just had to keep pushing forward. So again, now here I stand today, and in a very humble but unbiased way, I look amazing on paper. And that's not a brag. I'm not, hey, check me out. Look at me. Do you want an autograph? Let me get you an autograph. No, absolutely not. But I want to share these things. And this is the transparency of the story. And this is the authenticity. I never thought I could pull this off. I never thought I was smart enough to have an MBA from the university of my choice. I never thought I'd have a fast-tracked, successful career in a corporate setting. And now I look at my resume, and I was and I look at it with surprise, because the then and now, and I realize, okay, if I pull this off, and it took me some years, it took me over a decade, but if I could pull this off, and I never knew my destination, I was just on a continuous improvement plan. I want to be the best version of myself. I knew I wanted a work badge. I knew I wanted to plug in to be part of a company and make money, which, in all honesty, was setting the bar low. But it was a bar that I had to set to pull myself out, to bootstrap from my situation, from humble beginnings, and for a squandered past. I knew I had to do this. And so here I got it to a point, and I feel good about it. I do. I look back, and it can never be taken away. It's an accomplishment that's locked in my mind and my heart and my soul forever. Okay. Towards the end, I was missing something. That authenticity and purpose had slowly eroded. And I remember getting the severance. I call it the severance. I mean, basically it's like, you're fired. See you later. Get out. Security, get them out of here. It was virtual, so there's no security. Good thing there wasn't security. So the feelings, the emotions were very sporadic, and they were a large set. So I felt embarrassed, right? I felt embarrassed because I was let go. I felt disappointment, regret, failure, incompetence, and at that point, loneliness. It was like time became this cognitive battle, right? It was like between logic and emotion, this back and forth, highs and lows. So I'd say undoubtedly logic won. And I was able to finally process the emotions and process the situation and put in context. And I was like, okay, am I accountable for getting fired? Yeah. But I also realized, and I was cognizant of, it's time to get fired. It was a choice. I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it on the line. I'm going to keep my integrity and put it on the line. Okay, now things started to shift. I started feeling relief, happiness. I was looking for new beginnings. Tabula Rasa. Tabula Rasa, that's the next subchapter. Tabula Rasa, a clean slate. A clean slate to find purpose, inspiration, authenticity, uniqueness, glory, honor. Get on the hero's journey, become something. Take a leap of faith. Be fearless. Live life. Live a little. That's where I was going now. Do you see? And so, again, The Pen of an Underdog, check it out. It's on Amazon. There's the stories and the lead up to this point is just worth it. I wrote the book not necessarily for me, but for people so I could help somebody. And these are the transition points, right? I'm sharing with you. I got fired. You're fired. I heard it. That's okay. Keep going. Winners want the ball. Champions move forward. Life is hard. Careers are hard. Entrepreneurialism is hard. But guess what? I'm not the only one. And it comes to a point in a career and an entrepreneurial quest, things will get hard. So here I was. Things are hard. But in the meantime, I was like, okay, I'm going on a major exploration. I'm leaving my comfort zone. What am I going to do? I'm going to start writing creatively. And start writing creatively, topics had nothing to do with professional background, right? I've been analytical. I've been strategic, logic, risk, leadership, people, teams. But I wanted something different. I wanted something real, genuine, like unrestricted creativity. So here it is. Like, this was my turning point. For me to say this, high school GPA 1.79, that I am going to write as an adult man, I'm going to write creatively. That takes courage. It takes courage for me to say this because there's the mockers, there's the trolls, there's the people that are highly critical, that are sarcastic, that like to tell jokes. But here I am knowing as an adult male, like, I'm going to start writing creatively. I'm going to write creatively regardless. If somebody was going to read my journal on the kitchen table, I would probably say, that's mine. I wrote that. I'm unrestricted. And at the same time, I was basically financing the exploration of purpose, where I was discovering myself. I wanted to rededicate myself to a life that was different. And now I had 7 months to do that, and consulting jobs that were paying me $1,000 an hour. A lot of people say you shouldn't talk money. I don't care, okay? I'm not trying to live to the social norm. I'm trying to share with you my journey and share with you some of the details. And details like that, I feel light up people. Oh, $1,000 an hour? How would you make $1,000 an hour? Oh, this is how I made $1,000 an hour consistently. And it's those things that I want to share. And I know this, and I'm going to end it with this. And I would say every step of the way, I pushed myself. I operated at my highest tier relative to me and my reference point of myself. I wasn't comparing myself to Steve Jobs or you name it, presidents, CEOs, CFOs. I wasn't comparing myself to them. I was focused on continuous improvement of myself through self-discipline, optimal performance, living fearlessly. And I did it all. I felt like I did it all with a gratuitous heart and a humble soul. Humility, just the way I'm wired. I'm not here. I hope I don't sound boisterous. I'm not bragging. I'm sharing. And in order to share, I have to tell these stories. So stay connected. More to follow. Tabula Rasa is next. Tabula Rasa is such a key component to all of this. A clean slate.